UFC 165 review. Man, what a great card. At first it was looking kind of downhill because all of my picks were just losing. Back to back to back. It just looked like I was going to have a shutout. But that's not the reason why UFC 165 was a great card. It was the main event that made the card great. But let's first start with the fights and work their way up. You have Khalib versus Pat Healy. I chose Pat Healy to win on this one, and just didn't work out in my favor. Khalib, he basically won by decision, and he just did more. He pretty much out-wrestled Pat Healy, using that sambo, man. He just controlled him everywhere that he wanted to go, and he really couldn't do much from there. I thought that Pat Healy would be able to be a little bit more versatile, but he got shut out by the wrestling. And what can you say? That's that. Then we have Francis Carmon versus Costafilipu. It's that one too, man. I thought that Costafilipu was going to be able to kind of mix it up and whatnot, but he ended up getting shut out too, and just got beat all 3 rounds. Just wasn't in his favor that night. So what can you say about that one? Now, the reason why I'm just jumping past these is because, not to say they weren't decent fights, but they were pretty much all really one-sided. It wasn't really a back-and-forth exchange, so it's just one man dominating the other for the 2 fights that I just mentioned. Then we have Brendan Schwab versus Matt Mitrione. This fight first started off standing up, but then, it got, Brendan basically took him down and did his jiu-jitsu stuff and caught him in a darce and had it on tight, and then Matt Mitrione put up his thumb like, yeah, I'm A-okay, but it was so tight, guys. There was no way that he was going to survive that, and then he just got put out. He was, out, and maybe in a couple of seconds after putting up his thumb, and they pretty much called the fight from there. And from there, they pretty much, like I said, they closed the fight, and Brendan won that one. But, I really don't know where Brendan's really going to go because, yeah, he beat Matt Mitrione, who is horrible on the ground. But he's kind of in that zone where Brendan is where he can't really take a punch, but he's a good jiu-jitsu guy, or trying to be a good jiu-jitsu guy. I mean, he's a good jiu-jitsu guy. Let me not take that away from him. He's a great jiu-jitsu guy. He's a brown belt. But in comparatively to his weight class and where he is in the UFC, I just don't really see I think his next fight should probably be, I would say Little Nog. I would say probably would be his best fight, him against Little Nog, and see where he goes from there. But I really just don't see him climbing up that ladder and getting any closer to a title fight. He may just be a gatekeeper for what I call individuals who are at that, top 10 level, and they just won't really fluctuate. They lose, win, lose, win, lose, win, and they just always stay at that gatekeeper level for our newer talent to give a challenge to get into that elite top 10 status there. But anyway, then we have Renan Barão versus Eddie Wineland, and this one was the same thing. I thought Eddie Wineland was doing an excellent job standing up, and then Renan Barão just found that spinning heel kick and bow right on the chin, and caught him and knocked him down and beat him. Throw a couple of hammer punches and punches on the ground, and that was pretty much it. But he caught him straight on the chin with that spinning back kick, man. Just caught him dead on the chin. So, for Renan Barão, the biggest thing that I see is that I think he should just have the belt. I don't think he should be the interim. I think he should just have the belt right now. Like, he should be the champion. He's a champion. And then have Dominic Cruz come in and have to fight him for the belt, because Dominic Cruz has been out for 2 years. 2 years. Name a champion that has been out for 2 years and still been champion. And there's just been interim champions in that division. That's unheard of. It's obviously the UFC wants to keep, Dominic Cruz as champion as their super golden boy for that division. And, it is what it is, but come on, man. I mean, he got hurt, then he had the surgery, and then the surgery, while he was training, he got hurt again, or it didn't go well. The fix wasn't done. The fix got broken again, so then he got put back on the injury list again, and it's just 2 years he hasn't had a fight. He's been out for 2 years, guys, and there's no way he should still be champion. No way. I disagree with that so much. And to me it's just disrespectful to all of your guys in that weight division to have them fight interim champions. It's just, I just don't think that's right. But from what I heard is that the Dana White said that basically if Dominic Cruz isn't able to fight Renan Barão next, coming up real soon, then he won't be champion anymore. He'll be stripped of his belt, and then Renan Barão will be the champion, which should have been done a long time ago, if you ask me. Then we have, John Jones versus Alexander Gustafsson. Oh, man, guys. Did we overlook this fight, man? I mean, I overlooked Gus and just thought he was going to get crushed like a can and just get beat up, and that his reach and whatnot wasn't going to back. His reach and stuff is just his reach, his physical attributes. His talent couldn't back it up. And boy, were we all wrong. I mean, there probably were some people out there who really, thought that Gus was going to go in there and do what he did. But for the most part, I'm telling you, everybody really thought that it was just Gus was just a stepping stone of getting to the heavyweight division and possibly doing some good fights over there, and just pretty much emptying out the light heavyweight division. And but man, did Gus come with it. I mean, his boxing looked way better than John Jones striking. He beat John Jones in his own game, which is striking. His takedown defense was excellent. I guess working with Phil Davis really helped him out. And it was just a back and forth battle, guys. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better fight. I mean, you had almost, Gus at the later stages, when he got hit with that backspin elbow, he looked like he was about to get out, and there was only like 10 seconds left on the fight, and I was sitting up there yelling and screaming with my friends, telling them just to hold on, and it was just a great fight, especially if you're watching it with friends. But in my opinion, though, I did think Gus won. I really did. I mean, it was really close, though. I mean, really close to a draw. Really close to a draw. And when it's that close, a lot of people say you have to truly beat the champion. And if it's that close, then you side with the champion, not the challenger. And I can agree with that. But I thought that Gus won. But I can't argue and I can't fight with it because it was that close. It was extremely close. So you can't really argue the fact. You can say, yeah, he won, but I mean, it's just that close to where it could have went either way in the judges' eyes, and John really, really, really earned that one because he came back, and I really I think got Gus was the championship rounds. Championship rounds really took it, it took a heavy effect on him, and the reason being is because he's never been in those championship rounds like John Jones had, and you can train all day for it, but once you get in there and you got adrenaline going and things of that nature, it's a total different beast. And with that being said, he just kind of gassed out, and getting hit with those short elbow shots really took a lot out of him. Even though, if you guys saw the fight, you saw that John Jones was looking away from punches. He was just getting hit from everywhere, and that jab was just killing him, the straight down the middle. He was catching them every time. And but I think he should have really pulled the trigger when he had it, man. I saw him a couple of times where he had him against the cage, and he just didn't pull that trigger, man. I was like, man, go ahead and do it. But I knew he was trying to conserve energy and last it out for those 5 rounds because he didn't want to, blow it all right there. But man, he should have went for it. Looking back, I know he wish he would have. But regardless of the fact, even though Gus lost his fight, he didn't lose anything. I mean, he probably gained a bunch of fans, including me, a bunch of fans. And I would love nothing more than see a rematch of that fight. And it's because it was so close. It deserves a rematch. Now, it may not deserve a rematch like right after, that's the next fight that Jon Jones has. But I definitely want to see it down the line. I think maybe Gus can get another match against someone else, someone else who's in line, and let Glover Teixeira fight Jon Jones and beat him, and then they come back again and fight each other. I would love to see that. But Jon Jones, as soon as he got done with the fight, he got straight in the ambulance. I mean, just went straight to the hospital. So that just shows you how epic that fight was. But what did you guys think of the fight? Did you guys like it? Did you guys think it was as epic as I'm portraying? Did you think Jon Jones won the fight, or did you think Gus edged it out? Who do you think Jon Jones should fight next, and who do you think Gus should fight next? So, guys, let me know what you guys think. And as always, please review, subscribe, and comment, guys. Thanks.